I'm going to play the clip for you because this is where we are.
Then they find another one. It is just such a hallmark of tyrannical, autocratic dictatorship societies that they use the prosecutorial department as a political weapon. It is a disgrace, and every American, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, moderate, people should be forcefully rising up against this, speaking out against it, and making it clear how inimical this is to what our democracy has been stood for more than two centuries.
I am not playing games with these people. I don't care about how many of you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to do that. The man literally said, forcefully rise up against this, speak out against it, and that is a 3-part statement. He was saying to forcefully rise up against it. There is only one. He's talking about physical force. I mean, fine, if you want to talk about coercive force, sure. He's literally saying use force against Trump and his law enforcement. We've seen that going on. We know that AOC shares the ideology with Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin. We know that these people have venerated the alleged assassin of Brian Thompson, Luigi Mangione. So I am done playing these games where it's like, maybe Chuck Schumer meant something. Shut up. We know what they mean. And if you sit there and think, no, he certainly must have meant something different, then just sit by as the fire engulfs your home and you'll be left wanting.
He didn't mean anything different. He wants to see people taking action. This is what the left has been begging for as long as Donald Trump has been in politics, right? Like you heard people start in 2016 when they're saying, oh, the right, they're all Nazis, they're all this, and we have to fight fascism, and Donald Trump's a Nazi, and it's okay to punch Nazis, and blah blah blah. They've been they've been making this argument for 10 years, and now we're seeing people that have heard this argument for since they were children, literally 16, 15, whatever. They're now in their 20s and they're taking action. This is exactly what Chuck Schumer wants.
Weak Chuck, right? He looks like Joe Biden with glasses, like Joe Biden and Woody Allen. What a creep. What a weirdo.
Unreal.
Right? Letitia Jashi, I call her the poor woman's Oprah, right? The poor woman. Right? You get a riot. You get a riot. What a nasty woman.
It's a tick.
That's a good Donald
autism.
I have no Donald Trump at all. So, but yeah, I mean, look, it's not a surprise.
Seamus looks uncomfortable.
Wait, no, I mean, I don't know. The story is messed up. I know we talked about it the other day. Obviously, she should be imprisoned. I have no idea why she should get kind of well, what I should say is if she's found guilty by a court of law, there should be legal consequences. But the idea that you can't bring charges against somebody. All right. Well, then I don't know what to say, man.
No. Like, oh, she's found guilty by a court, like Trump was. Like,
yeah,
these people in New York made up fake crimes against Trump.
Yeah. Yep.
Look, listen. Let's just be blunt about everything. If the DOJ brings charges in a liberal jurisdiction, she's free to go. If they bring charges in a conservative jurisdiction, she's getting the book thrown at her. We are so far past this argument about if she gets convicted by, a jury of her peers. That didn't happen with Trump or Trump's lawyers. It didn't happen with the J6ers. So I don't understand why we're still in this position where conservatives, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, Seamus, but conservatives keep saying, let's keep playing by the rules Democrats aren't playing by.
Yeah, I mean, you threw the mic to me when I didn't have anything to say, so I just pointed out what my thoughts were on it. I mean, I think if she's guilty, she should go to jail.
I don't think it's about convictions.
You could have pitched your cartoon, man. Any silence.
TwistedPlots.com, everybody. Twisted Plots.
I don't think, again, it's about the conviction. Again, as Tim said, the J6ers weren't convicted. It was about the process that they were forced to go through. You still have to hire lawyers and put your family through this years of uncertainty of whether or not you're going to be arrested. They put the president through the same thing. And I mean, I do think these charges will likely be dropped. But again, it's the process that people have to go through. And I think this is what retribution from the president looks like. I think the more fascinating part of this story here is that Chuck Schumer has to do this because he's posturing to avoid his left flank taking over and primarying him in his upcoming election. I believe he's up for re-election in 26. AOC could likely challenge him, and he needs to flank more to the left and cover his left flank to avoid being primaried.
Here's my
from AOC.
Do you think that's kind of baked in already? I mean, it's my impression that AOC is absolutely going to challenge him.
What do you
agreed, but let's do the math here. If Schumer is actually saying be violent because he's trying to beat AOC, let's just go step by step. Okay. If Schumer says to people, be violent because he's trying to get ahead of AOC, what do you think the next course of action politically will be between AOC and Chuck Schumer?
Who could say to be more violent?
They're going to try to one-up each other in this area of direct conflict, direct action.
Wait, are they running against each other?
The presumption is AOC is going to try to primary Schumer in New York.
Okay.
She actually, the official reporting is she's looking at president or Senate.
And this could also explain as to why Chuck Schumer is leading a shutdown to show that he is fighting back against the Trump, so-called fighting back against the Trump administration by shutting down the government.
Can I ask you a question quickly, Elad? You mentioned this as retribution, and I think there's a few ways to understand that. Do you think that this is justified? Do you think it's good for them to go after her, or are you of the opinion that this is the kind of thing the administration should let go? I'm curious what your perspective is there.
I think this is payback. Can you repeat the second part of your
Yeah. I guess my question is,
I do think the DOJ is
that's a word that could,
politicized.
because that's a word that could be like prescriptive or descriptive. So my question is, like, when you call it retribution, often when people call it retribution, they mean that with a negative connotation. This is petty. This is pointless. This is political. He shouldn't be doing this. I'm just clarifying.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that Democrats. It started actually before the president Donald Trump was indicted while Joe Biden was president, and I guess this is payback. Whether or not I think that's like justified or not. I think it is justified given the totality of the situation. These are people who have come. I think Tish James was involved. I forgot which case in particular, but I believe she brought one of the cases against him that eventually was to be dropped. And they went against all the Trump allies, too. Yesterday, you guys had on Peter Navarro, I believe it was. He had to spend time in jail for things that, what was it, contempt of court, or was that Bannon?
Contempt of Congress, I think.
Contempt of Congress, or one or the other. So do I think it's justified? Yeah, the DOJ has been politicized. If anybody has any sort of inkling of doing something wrong, then they should be punished to the full extent of the laws. But like, I believe there was I forgot who was reporting it, but there were also people in the Trump administration who have worked for Trump who have misfiled their mortgage filings in the past as well. And in the future, I'm sure the DOJ will continue to be politicized. So I guess the warning is that, what goes around comes around, but that's what's happening right now.
The warning is if Republicans lose, whoever wins the next election, that's it. We've seen what Democrats do with power. They arrested Trump's lawyers. I need to stress this for all of you. Jenna Ellis may be cowardly, but they arrested Trump's lawyers. Like, Trump was accused of bad things. So he said, I'm going to hire a lawyer. Well, actually what happened was Trump hired lawyers to assist him in his challenge of the election, which is literally a redress of grievances. Jenna Ellis drafted a letter at the request of Trump, so they charged her with 2 counts of RICO. They then got her to beg and cry and plead guilty. They went after Trump's lawyers. I think it was in Wisconsin. Look how they went after the J6ers. Look at the fake charges on the hush money thing, the falsification of business records. Those are misdemeanors they falsely claimed were felonies, and the court went along with it.
Yep.
So if y'all are crazy enough to think that we are playing this game of courts and whatever, I mean, look, conservatives went to Portland and got arrested. Like, I think 3 instances now where conservatives were attacked and the police in Portland arrested them. I'm just flabbergasted that there are people who are like, I can freely travel to Portland and the police will help me. It's like, are you joking?
Well,
you are an enemy partisan to these people.
Here's the wild thing. And part of why I wanted to ask you for clarification is because I think I understood how you meant it. I just wanted it to be clear to the audience. It's funny because people will say, oh, Trump is doing this for purely political reasons. But if that's the case, why do so many of these people have so much shadiness in their past that can be investigated, that can allow for them to be brought up on all these charges in the first place?
I mean, it's mortgage fraud, so I don't know if it's I wish they got him on something meatier, right? I wish they got Tish James on something more meaty than
I think
like her
fraud.
body, right? She's got a meaty body.
I think the point was literally to go after her for the exact same thing she accused Trump of, falsification of mortgage documents.
Okay, and if that was their point, I mean, I think they're also going against Peter Schiff with
Adam
Schiff, rather.
Peter Schiff.
Yeah.
Mortgage
How
documents.
dare he make bad predictions?
Don't you think that
Schiff.
I feel like this is just like whatever opportunity presents itself, because these are things that are legitimate.
But if you don't have the goods,
but I think they actually do. If the evidence that we've seen about Letitia James is accurate, I think we do have the goods.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.